Hello all and welcome to Crochet Designs. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we are working on this gorgeous little Kisslock purse or glasses case, whichever you want to make. I have two sizes today, which I'll give you both sizes and you can decide which one you want to make. Yes, but what you'll need firstly is a Kisslock purse. Now this is called a Kisslock purse because it kisses locked. Yeah, that's why they call it a Kisslock purse. Now, I don't know who invented that, but there you go. But what you will need one of those purses, whether they have a larger handle up the top or even a smallest handle, doesn't matter, as long as you've got 27 spaces along here, or 27 gaps or holes if you will, and 27 along there. So just count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, all the way through. So make sure you have 27, okay? And that's the one I have here is from, so you can see, let me move this out the way, is from this particular lady. I don't know if she still makes or she still gets the larger sizes, okay? But it's www.craftclubs.com.au, wherever you want to buy yours from, but make sure you have 27 spaces there, all right? And we are creating a granny square today to get you started. This is part 1. Now, colour combination chosen in today's tutorial, let's bring that back, was chosen by the lovely Tina. In today's tutorial, we are going to be working with Tina's colours. Now, she chose the yellow, the purple, the grey, and a teal, which I'll show you those colours in a moment. But if you wanted to be a part of Live Antics or Lives, if you will, and choose the colour combination of our next tutorial, the live that you need to choose it from will be a 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, Melbourne, Australia time, marry that up with your country, where you, as a subscriber, gets to choose the colour combination of our next tutorial. It is way too exciting. And Tina chose, I'll show you the colours. The first one is, let's move all this out the way, a daffodil. This is a 4-ply or a light 2-weight overseas. It does call for a 3mm hook, but I am using a 2.5. I can't find my 2.5 clover, so I'm using an Addy today, which is fine. Yep. So 2.5. Yep. But she chose the daffodil. Yep. She chose the blue teal. We'll talk about that later. She chose the fruit tingle. And, why are we so close? How's that? And she chose the glacier. So the 3 colours that you see here are these 3 squares. Let's go like that. Let's go like that. All right, so those are the 3 colours that the beautiful Tina chose. Now, I'm going to use the blue as a border round of the colours that you see here. All right, so don't be surprised if you don't see the blue in the tutorial. We won't be using the blue in part 1. We'll be using the blue or the light teal, if you will, in part 2. So keep that in mind. Now, you don't have to choose these colours. If you have your own colours, that's great. But these are the colours that Tina chose. And I real quickly would like to show you a bit more about the specs so you know. It is a cotton, 100% cotton. You can use whatever you like to use for your Kisslock purses. And you will only need, for each colour, about 7 to 10 grams of these 3 colours that you see right here. Yeah. And about 15 to 25 grams, depending on your tension of the actual blue. Okay, so keep in mind you will need a little bit more of the blue because we are going to do a border round on this and the base, and you'll work all that out next week, all right? But for today, you will just need 7 to 10 grams of 3 colours. So you can use whatever you have in your stash. You can use any cotton you have, and if you like using wool and acrylic, that's fine too, but I always suggest using cotton for purses because they're just a bit more durable. That's just me. And it needs to be a light 2-weight cotton because some of these clasps right here where you place your work into, you're going to place it into there, right? And then you're going to sew through each one of these little spaces that you see. Now, some of the cottons that I've used in the past have not been able to get into there, and I've had to squash it, and I tried washing it and pinning it down really tight so that it can flatten down and then put it in there. So I now use only a 4-ply or a light 2-weight cotton in this particular clasp. I'm not sure about other clasps, but these particular ones here, where you need to actually slide your piece in, needs a thinner piece. All right, so keep that in mind. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Here we go. All right, so what you will need is obviously your today you'll only need 3 colours. Today you'll only need the 3 colours that we're going to be creating our squares for. All right, so you'll need 3 colours. Move that out of the way. You will need your crochet hook of a 2.5mm hook. You will need, you won't need the clasp today. You will need a sewing needle today, and you'll need the scissors and a stitch marker. And you can decide whether or not you want to make your purse into a glasses size or a small Kisslock size. It's entirely up to you. Now, you will need your clasp eventually, but for now, all you will need is these 4 items and 7 to 10 grams of the 3 colours. That's for part 1 of your tutorial. The rest of the gear you can get anytime before Monday the 4th of August, where we will be creating part 2 of this tutorial. All right, so without further ado, once again, a very special thank you to Tina for her colour choice today. I'm going to let you get started creating your gorgeous Kisslock purse or glasses case. Good luck all. Alrighty guys, we're going to start with the grey, and you're going to make a magic loop. So grab the tail end of your yarn, pop it in front, grab the working end of your yarn and wrap it around your fingers, forming an X like so. Okay, and what you want to do is pop the hook under your first loop, grab that back loop and pull it up and forward, and you have the 1 and 2 threads in front. You want to separate the 2 ones, just leave it in your hand like so, and you're going to work along these 2, if that makes sense, yeah? So what you're going to do is chain 3, and a chain is yarn over your hook, pull a loop through once, twice, and 3 times. And in this round, your chain 3 will act as a double crochet, and that's double crochet US treble UK, and that's exactly what we're going to do in the center now. So you're going to put a yarn over your hook and just pop your hook into the center. You're crocheting over 2 of your loops, pull a loop through like so, keep everything steady, just hold it steady. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yeah? Yarn over your hook, pull through 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and that is your second double crochet. What you want to do now is grab a stitch marker. All right, so grab a stitch marker. What we might do, so that I can show you where this is going. All right, you've got the 2 stitches there. This is the stitch that we just completed with the 2 loops on top. Right next to it is the top of the chain 3 that we just completed. And you want to pop your stitch marker through that top chain. So there's your last stitch that we did, and that's the chain 3, the top of the chain 3 right there. That's where you want your stitch marker to go. And we have to use a stitch marker here because we have very thin thread and we need to find this little chain at the end of the round, all right? Before you continue, give your loop a little bit of a tug, not too much because we're going to work in it, but if you close that loop or pull it a little bit, it'll give you a smaller loop to work into, making it a lot easier to work with, all right? And now we're going to pop another double crochet US treble UK in the center. So yarn over your hook, into the center, pull a loop through like so, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. You now have 3 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, that will form your first corner. And now we're going to do another 3 double crochet US treble UK, and off we go. 1 and 2 and 3. And if you are finding the center way too loose, then just give it a little bit more of a tug, not too much. We still need to fill up more in there. And now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2 for your second corner. So let's do another 3 double crochets yet again. And off we go. 1, 2 and 3. Hope I'm not going too fast for you there. Sorry, guys. Beautiful. So now we're going to chain 2 again. 1, 2. That's your third corner. Guess what? You have another 3 double crochets left to do. So let's complete them now. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do another corner, chain 1 and 2, and that's your fourth corner. Now what we're going to do is slip stitch in that stitch marker stitch, but before we do, make sure you've got your 3 in each section and you chain 2 in each section. Just grab your tail now and just give it a tug and it closes up your center. All right, that's not the end of it. We're going to weave that thread in down there as well, but let's talk about slip stitching first. So what you're going to do is find that little stitch right there to slip stitch into. You can remove the stitch marker if it makes it easier for you. And you can grab your thread, pulling it through like so. Yes, and pull it through to the loop on your hook. Pull up a loop, cut your thread. Your first square is complete. All right, before we go though, before we do anything else, we're going to grab the center thread right there and we're going to weave that center thread in. Now, reason being is if you don't weave that in, and I'm telling you now, that can come undone. All right, so it can, it has, and it will in the future too. So don't think it won't. Yeah. So what you are right here with your thread, make sure you've got your needle threaded. There you are. You're going to go into there and work in the round this way. So all I want you to do is pop your needle through the first few stitches. Because this is thin cotton and it's tight, you're going to struggle to weave that in. Make sure you can't see the needle from the front. Gorgeous. And just weave it through the first 3 stitches. Then you want to pop it in your very next 2 or 3 stitches. Again, check that you can't see the needle. Gorgeous. No problems. Give it a tug and pull at it while you're doing it so it closes the center tighter, and just keep going in the round. You could do one more. Yep. Check the needle. Yep. Always check that needle. If you can see the needle, take it out and pass it through again in a different section. Now we're going to turn around and go back in the same direction that we were in. But what we're going to do is just skip a little bit of thread there, jump over it and go into some other thread. Go through 3 stitches, check the front. She nearly didn't, but check the front. Gorgeous. And just continue until maybe another 2 more goes. All right, so there's 1 more right here. Check your front. Yep, beautiful. And do 1 more. I think that should do it. Oh, that was a bit tight. Let's see. Sometimes if it's too tight, it's gone through, but that didn't go through. It just means it's really tight. It's really tight. Good. And then you're going to cut that center thread, being careful not to cut your work. If I can get it. I need a new pair of scissors, I think. All right, and just give it a gentle tug and the tail hides inside your little piece there. And that's where the right side is. All right. Right side of your work is a lot neater and you can see it. And the wrong side of your work is very bubbly. Yeah. All right. So you've got 1 square done. Yeah. We're going to talk about that right now. Okay. What I want you to do, and this is very simple task, but I'm going to call this the end of part 1. No, seriously, guys, I know it was only a short video, but we have 27 grey squares to make, 27 purple squares to make, and 27 yellow squares to make. You need to, let's try that again. 27 to make of each colour if you are creating for your glasses. So if you're creating for your glasses, right there, you will need 27 squares per colour. All right. If you are making for a small Kisslock purse, you will only need 19 squares per colour. All right. So think about what you want to create yours for. Do you want to make it for your glasses? That's 27 for each colour. Do you want to make it for a purse? Then that is 19 squares for each colour. All right, I'll leave that notification at the end of the video as well so that you don't forget. But what you need to do once you've created a square, let's use the yellow, it's easier to see, just weave in the centre end. Not necessary for you to weave that end in yet. You don't have to use a fancy join because that's going to be covered with the blue, of this gorgeous light teal colour. Thank you for joining us today in creating part 1 of our Kisslock Purse or glasses case cover. And join us on Monday the 4th of August where we will do part 2 of our Kisslock Purse. Very exciting. Once again, a very special thank you to the lovely Tina for her colour combination in today's tutorial. If you would like to be a part of Live Antics and choose the colour combination of our next tutorial, join us on our lives at 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, Melbourne, Australia time. Marry that up with your country, and you too can get the chance to choose the colour combination of our next tutorial. All right, I'll leave all the information of what you need to do at the end of this tutorial, and I'll catch everyone soon. My name is Mary, and this is Crochet Designs. Ciao for now.